Hello and welcome to my video. Welcome to my video about is spirit there? Now, have you ever thought, you're connecting to the spirit world and then you're worried, will the spirit world be there? Now, I've been speaking to a lot of students lately and over the years, and I always find they have this fear of they're going to stand up and they're going to connect to spirit, and all of a sudden, spirit world's not going to be there. And so they're standing there, and like everyone's going to be looking at them. And that feeling of anxiety, whereas they're standing in front of a group or standing in front of their peers, and they're like trying to get a connection, and then they're like, I'm not sure whether the spirit world's going to be there. And it's really weird that I know that there are so many students out there, so many mediums out there, that they're worried that if they stand up and or even if they're going to do a private sitting, it's going to be a one-to-one sitting, and they're worried, like, is spirit going to be there when I connect? And the answer's quite simple. Spirit world's always there, in one form or another. But still, we seem to go through this anxious feelings as mediums, as sensitives, where we're like worried about, is the spirit world going to turn up? So if you're going to do a demonstration of mediumship, say that you're going to do a demonstration of mediumship, and there's going to be like 100 people turning up, and the first thing that goes through your mind is, oh my God, I hope the spirit world turn up, or I hope I get a connection with the spirit world. And these things go through your mind, and they're really putting on too much pressure and anxiety to be doing your mediumship the way you want to be doing. And also, when you want to do your private readings, you're probably like half an hour beforehand sitting in the power worrying, like, is the spirit world going to be there? And they are going to be there. Well, that's the thing, you see, because when I like to look at mediumship and the way we think in a different way, is like, if you get a good start to a demonstration, confidently, it's going to work. If you get a good start to doing your mediumship, it's going to work. Hey there, good to have you from USA. Good to be here. Good to have you here. Fantastic that you're joining me. Lovely to see your comments. Well, you see, we worry about it. So it's like, if we can take away the worry, and if we can take away the anxiety, and if we can take away that thought, is the spirit world going to be there? Well, the truth be told, the spirit world are always there. Always, always there, even though we're not aware of them being there. So if you're someone like most of the students that I've spoken to that worries about these things, about whether the connection is going to work, or whether the spirit world is going to be there, or whether all these sort of things, I'm gonna put you to a little bit of rest. So what I'd like you to do right now is to write down, how many times have you connected to the spirit world and you've tried your best to connect and they've never been there. They haven't been there. How many times has it happened ever? So I can feel a lot of you thinking and going, So the answer is, when you're thinking about it, is that they're always there. There may be one or two of you that may have had a moment where you said, I can't quite feel them, but they're always there. So this is a strange thing. Why do we have these worries and anxieties about whether the spirit was going to be there? It's so weird, isn't it? Welcome, Florida, and welcome for people. What is it? Good afternoon. It's great, it's great that we can get together and talk about these things. It's good to be new, and I like this. Someone's just written, it's new, and I'm not sure. Well, it's good to be there. It's like, I'm not sure, and really, truth be told, the moment is when you connect to the spirit world, they're always there. It's just, are you seeing them? Are you feeling them? Are you perceiving them? Are you just receiving information, but you're not aware of how the information's coming in? Now, this is the reasons why we could get a little bit stressed. But if we have anxiety and stress about, is the spirit world going to be there? Guess what happens? your stress hormones go up. So when your stress hormones go up with your anxiety and your stuff like that, then it makes it more difficult to think. And when it makes it more difficult to think, it makes you more difficult to receive information from the spirit world. So a lot of people would feel either blocked or feeling like, I don't know, it feels really difficult working today. And it's because of all this pressure that we've put on ourselves before we even work. So if we can relieve that pressure and we work this out mathematically, if we look for a year of mediumship, we've all been doing mediumship for a year in circles or whatever, or learning in some way. How many times have you connected to the spirit world and they haven't been there? Think about that. And you'll probably think, well, I can't think of any time that they've not been there. So that's, for me, that would be a 0. You might think, well, it felt as if they were not there, but they may have been there. So that's one time. Now, if you think mathematically, one time in a year that you may have felt it didn't work, or it wasn't as good as what I'd liked it to be because I didn't feel that the spirit world were there, then your mind making this anxiety and fear about connecting to spirit and spirit world not being there is 99% a lie, which means that 99% of lie that's making you anxiety, fearful, worried, all these things, is a big fat lie. It's the mind, and that's how our minds are so can be so exhausting sometimes. So when you've worked this out, like, okay, in a year, how many times has spirit not been there? Okay. For me, it's not. They've always been there. For someone else, it might be, well, I didn't quite feel them, so maybe that was once. Yeah, and so I know I've seen someone's writing, the mind is an awful thing. It is, but when we work this out mathematically for the mind, we say, okay, so there's 1% chance, maybe, or 0.5% chance that we may not perceive the spirit world as good as normal. But then 99% of the time, those thoughts are a lie. So if those thoughts are a lie, we can say to our mind, hello, move to one side, please, because 99% of the time it's wrong. So when you're getting anxious before you work and to make that connection with the spirit world, so what do you do? If it starts you're getting anxiety, oh, is spirit world going to be there? Will they be there? Will it be good? Work it out. When was the last time? Has it ever been, a moment where you felt it hasn't? So welcome to Eddie. Nice to have you with me. So yeah, it's like, has it ever been? So if you've worked it out and you said it's 1%, that means you can say 99% every time you stand up for spirit is there. That's got more truth in it than the anxiety we put ourselves through, which means 99% of the time we can say, I always get a great connection with the spirit world, because you'd only be 1% wrong. But the mind makes us feel like, I think everyone's going, oh, this is so much truth. Like, I'm just dropping truth on you guys, because I know what it's like. It really is. But when you think about it, 99% of the time, you can just say, I always get a connection with the spirit world. Only once in a while, it's not. It's been where I've felt, it's felt difficult. So I can often tell, somebody's just written, I can often tell somebody's with me because I get a wave of love and brings tears to my eyes, but I don't know if it's guides, angels, or spirit people. Well, if it's behind you and it's waving through you, it's the spirit, right? And there's someone replying, spirit will make you teary. So our telltale signs are when we're connected to spirit, whether it's angelic, whether it's the spirit world, we're going to feel a wave of love. We're going to be feeling a connection in some way. Some people may not feel, by the way, so I'm just going to, for those that don't feel, they might say, I see pictures, and that's okay. That's okay. Everyone's mediumship works in a different way. Interesting, when I work with spirit, the conditions I have with Asperger's, and I put the side for the duration, if that's spirit making space. Interesting when I work. So why I say to you is, how does it feel? And how do you perceive it? Do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you? And when you have that, you're like, okay, that's your telltale sign that spirit's coming in. So just to deal with the mind, if the mind is 99% wrong, okay. So it may be that you're just having these feelings about that then. So I'm more relaxed and able to speak. The more relaxed you are, and this is the thing, the less stress we put on ourselves, the more relaxed you are, the more that you can bring spirit through. So that's what I'd like to say about that. The more relaxed you are, the more that you can bring spirit through. So if your mind is 99% wrong, then you can take that pressure all off you straight away and say, when I connect to the spirit world, I can get a connection 99% of the time, and it's good. So if you can do that, then you're certainly moving yourself into the direction of doing good work for spirit, because the less anxiety we have and the more that we really move into the relaxed state of working and trust with spirit, the better it's going to be. So we've got to work on our mind. We've got to think, another thing that people say about their mediumship is they're worried they might mess it up. A lot of people do. They're like, oh, I'm just so worried I might mess up this mediumship link or this mediumship contact. Or I don't want to mess it up for the people. I don't want to mess it up for the person. And it's anxiety and pressure that we put on ourselves. So what I would say to that is, again, when was the last time you messed it up? And how many times did you mess it up in a year? And then when you see how many times you messed it up in a year, you say, okay, it may have only been 1 or 2 times. Okay, over a whole year. Okay, so again, that's about 1%. That means 99% of the time you can do a good job for the spirit world. 99% of the time, your mind is giving you too much pressure, too much anxiety, and that's it. So you can they're always there. And that's the thing, it's just learning to tune into them. So I'd like to say to you all, trust. When you connect to the spirit world, they're always going to be there. Let go of any thoughts that seem to hold you back. So I worry that it's my thoughts and not the spirit, so I confuse myself. So again, when that happens, let go of it, let go of your mind, because it happens a lot. Like we worry, like, oh, maybe it's my mind and it's not the spirit world. If you're feeling tingly sensations, energy, or you're actually seeing pictures, when you actually make the intention to connect to the spirit world, you're connected to the spirit world, and they can use everything that you have, your complete self. They can use your mind, they can use your fantasy, they can use your visual aspects, they can use your feelings, they can use everything. So when you connect to the spirit world, if you relax and say, anything I receive, in what way possible, I'm going to believe it's all coming from the spirit world, then you'll learn what the spirit world are using. When I first started out, it was quite the same. They'd be using some of my thoughts. They'd bring up a thought that maybe happened a week ago, and then suddenly I realized, oh, that's the spirit world conveying this part of the message. And it's really, it's learning to define spirit mind, because the spirit can use our mind and our own mind. And to learn that is just to ask the recipient, would you understand this? The recipient says yes, then well, this must be spirit mind. Because if we see ourselves as scientists researching our own mediumship, then we're really stepping into that, oh, I really just want to know how mediumship works with me. And then you become less pressure. You say, I'm investigating my mediumship. If the spirit world are using my mind, I'm going to experiment with that and see how they use my mind. And then you take the pressure off, because you put yourself in a different perspective. You put yourself in the perspective of investigating spirit. And that's what makes it exciting, because the most exciting thing is saying, hey, wow, I checked it out with the recipient and it was correct. So however it works for you, know that you're unique, and know that your uniqueness. I mean, I've known, I'm glad you're enjoying this, because I know many people are in their mind when they're working with mediumship. And have you thought about this? When you're in connection with the spirit world can use your mind. They already know you're in your mind. So it's learning to check that out with your recipient. Would you understand this? Would you understand that? Would you understand this? Would you understand that? If they're saying yes, then it cannot be your imagination or your mind. It has to be a communication from the spirit world. So I'm going to leave you with this. Truth be told, the spirit world always is in connection with you. It's only the thing we do is we shift our consciousness to the spirit world, and when we do that, that's when the spirit world have the chance to come in and use everything within our bodies, mind, spirit, and soul. Until the next time, stay good and take care, and see you again.